Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the 12th episode. I remember this time. The 12th episode of Wrestling with the Bros. Acknowledge us.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with the Bros. Here I am. See my name at the bottom, Justice for Brown Breaker. After the travesty that took place this weekend at the Royal Rumble, the IWC is irate at the comments. It's awful. It's a bad place to be. As the man of the IWC, I got a lot of unrest here. It's not great. It's not great. To quote the great Adam Pearce, I need a drink. To my left on my screen is Mr. Fair over here with the handle Wrestling with the Bros 2024. And underneath me at the bottom of the screen is our co-host Chris, who
came in late. But was early.
You know what? We had some things
Yeah. It been late, but was early. Okay.
Say about the bell. I had to do it tonight because we didn't think he was going to be here, but welcome to another edition.
Yeah, I was running late. My son, he had a game, and then we watched the varsity win for the first time in like a month. I think, yeah, they were like on a not my son's team, but the varsity team. They were like on an 11-game losing streak, so they finally got one, man. So they finally got one.
Your son got to watch the varsity play after he play.
He doesn't have to, but he wanted to stay and watch them though. So
I used to hate that, bro. When the coach made you got to stay and watch support the team. Now I want to go home. What?
Yeah, I want to go home. Man, listen. I wasn't nothing special. I was a bench warmer. Okay, I'm not trying to hide it. I was no superstar. I was a bench warmer. I was like Duncan Robinson. My only role was to shoot threes. When the coach told us we had to stay, and I knew we were a long way from home. I knew we weren't getting home to 10 o'clock. I was miserable. I used to hate it. We used to play in towns 45 minutes from where I used to live. Varsity play 7 o'clock. The game would end at 9. I wasn't getting home till 10 o'clock. I hated everything about it, man.
And then God forbid if you had to do homework or had a test the next day, you still had to study for it.
Man, let me tell you something. Man, the way my luck would be, I would take a test that morning, bomb it, then find out I've bombed it the next day, and we lose by 30 the night before.
30? God damn, that was ass.
Okay? That's just my luck. That's how things roll for me. You know, but hey, it is what it is. It's, I remember one time we played a team in football. They beat us 65-0. Yeah, they won. Yeah, but hear me out though. They won 3 out of 4 state championships in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Right.
Cool.
All 3 school. Pompton Lakes. Yeah, they won 3 out of 4 state championships. All got taken away. You know why? The whole team got caught doing steroids.
Oh, are you serious?
Yep. They beat us 64-0. And that same weekend, I took my driver's test that Friday. I failed my driver's test. We played that game that Saturday. We lost 65-0.
Damn, you can't drive and you lost 65-0.
Yeah.
Yep. I was bragging on my friends. I'm gonna get my car because I was the first one to get it out of all my friends. First to get my license. Nope, not that day, baby. I was just back in the bus. You ain't driving today, bro. I was like,
dang.
Yeah. No, it was a home game for us tonight. I don't stay too far from away from the crib, but like I said, my son he wanted to stay back and watch the varsity game, so we stayed back and watched. And then I had my nephew with me, so I had to take him home. So, yeah. So now I was like I said, I was going to stroll in later. It was just going to be a minute of me getting to the crib or what have you. But yeah, tonight's show is it's going to be a great show, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Royal Rumble breakdown also too. We're going to talk about what storylines are coming out of the Royal Rumble outside of the main events that will happen at WrestleMania. Also, we'll talk about SmackDown and Raw. And is Triple H, was he overrated as a wrestler? There's been a lot of talk going on the internet lately about Triple H and his role in the Attitude Era, and I guess you could say in the Ruthless Aggression Era. But we're going to talk, hey, and much more. We're going to talk about all that stuff. Also, we'll talk about whether or not we should get WWE 2K26. I think I'm going to wait until it goes on sale, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But let's go ahead and let's start with what happened over in Saudi Arabia, ladies and gentlemen. It was the Royal Rumble, and Liv Morgan and Roman
Wild.
Reigns.
Why did you say it like that?
Because, like big sexy Raquel Rodriguez, the Royal
This
Rumble happened, and Liv Morgan is your 2026 Women's Royal Rumble winner, and your tribal chief, the OTC, Roman Reigns, he is your men's 2026 Royal Rumble winner. So, James, I'm going to start with you. Give us your initial thoughts about the Royal Rumble overall. What you think about it, and do you agree with the decisions of having Liv Morgan and Roman Reigns being the winners of the Royal Rumble?
So I'm gonna go with the women's rumble because that obviously started the night. The correct choice, probably the best person to win it. In terms of creating storylines going forward, well deserved. She has been top 2 or 3 female wrestlers in the company for the past 2 years. Really transformed her career from being part of the Riot Squad and winning the SmackDown Women's Championship, I think, in 2022. And then, unfortunately getting hurt and stuff like that. But she really became a mega sensation in the span of a year and a half with the whole Dom Mysterio situation and all that. So she's really become one of the brighter stars that they've had in the company. Great for her, good for her. She's competed in all 8 Rumbles, I believe I've seen, or all 9, whatever the number was. I think the women's Rumble was better than the men's overall. And it also showed the pipeline for the NXT crew coming up, even though they had a couple of them. They showed up. Soruka being part of the top 3 to me is a key sign of her future in the company. I think they see superstar potential with her. Kind of how they had Roxanne Perez the year prior to when she was the last one eliminated, when Charlotte Flair was the one that won. And, Lola Vice getting in there, Jason Jane getting in there. Great for them and their exposure to the main roster at some point eventually. I really have no complaints, and honestly, another person that performed really well in the Rumble, I think, that deserves a little unsung hero because she was kind of shadowed out by Soruka and them is Kiana James. Kiana James had a really impressive showing from number 3, I believe. I think she was a 3rd entrant. She had a really impressive showing. I think she lasted all the way to 22, and she did the small drop in Nia Jax, showed that she belonged. So maybe a potential breakout performance for her. Maybe they give her more opportunities instead of being Julia's lackey. I don't know, but it was still really good to see. I think they kicked it off the right way, and that the women's was awesome. Now, you see my name at the bottom of the screen. You see my handle right there, right? Hashtag justice for Braun Breaker. What I said last week was my worst nightmare, and I knew it. And I just knew it. When that man came on the Pat McAfee podcast and he said he gave him 2 years to figure it out and they couldn't do it, and now he's got to take back with his, the writing was on the wall, folks. We all knew it. He ain't my
We all knew it on then. I've been telling you that for 2 months.
now. Look. He's not my tribal chief. Okay, Solo Sikoa is my
That's all
tribal
right.
chief. All right,
Oh,
Solo's
you
my
like
tribal chief.
Amazon.
Right?
That's you
Yes,
like
I like
Amazon.
I like the Timu bloodline. Okay, Solo's my tribal chief. Let's get it straight here. All right.
Okay.
I think the men's rumble was okay. I feel like
The men's rumble was 45 minutes. Do you know that?
it was kind of short because I don't know if you guys seen this, but apparently it went on to 2 o'clock in the morning over there.
Yeah, well, I mean that's normal.
Yeah, I
They
guess
always do it.
I don't truly know
Yeah.
on their time, but you know, it was. I didn't realize it was that short. To tell you the truth, actually,
Yeah,
now
like
that you
40,
said it,
40, it's 45 to 47 minutes, somewhere around there. I
that's
look
got
at
to
it real
be
quick, but it was a
that
short. The
that's got to
women's
be
match was like 100, like 100. My bad. Over like an hour and 7 minutes or something like that. I think the men's rumble was like 45. Yeah.
which is kind of crazy because you would think that the main event would last a little longer than that, but it didn't. Um,
I think I'm thinking they really just cut it short because they knew it was going to be late.
yeah, that's probably what it is too.
Yeah.
The surprises were nothing special. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have the comedy aspect of the two grandes in the ring with the Spider-Man meme. Okay, funny. Chad Gable's back. Awesome, cool. Um, Powerhouse Hobbs coming back was pretty. Coming to WWE was pretty cool. I like that he transitioned his name from Powerhouse Hobbs to Royce Keys on the screen. I wish that was kind of saved for an American kind of debut instead of over there because I just don't think those guys really know AEW like that. So I don't know if it was exactly the best idea to like introduce him over there. Um, and then even like I can't even think of the other ones to be honest. Like Brock Lesnar, LA Knight coming back, loud pop by the way, loud pop, loud. We all heard it. I heard it from all the way from in my basement. Heard it all the way from Saudi. What an ovation for the men. Then Brock Lesnar came out, another ovation, and then we had the comedy act of Jey Uso. The
I
comedy
got a
act,
theory on that with Jay, but
the comedy act known as Jey Uso.
mm.
He took 87 years to walk down to the ring. Did he eliminate anybody?
No. Did he? No, I think he did. I don't remember who. I think he did throw one person out. Yeah,
Okay, so he eliminated one person.
mm.
They ran it back in the middle of the Rumble.
He got punched in his face.
What a disgrace!
Everybody has a comedy. It's a Royal Rumble.
But what a disgrace!
Why?
Because one of the big centerpieces of your company, who you've called a draw, got eliminated during his entrance.
I think he's. He didn't get eliminated during his entrance. Who got eliminated during his entrance? What are you talking about?
Brock Lesnar got eliminated
He's
during
talking about
his
Brock
entrance.
Lesnar.
Man, who the fuck? You don't even like Brock Lesnar. Who cares?
I don't. I don't. You're right. But the fact that Brock Lesnar got eliminated during an entrance, and it wasn't.
So let me tell you my theory,
so
and
weird.
you can move forward. Just let me tell you my theory.
Okay.
One, why did you have him come through the crowd? That's not a J call, by the way. That's a WWE management call that they wanted him to have the visual of going down through the ring and getting into the Royal Rumble. Why did you do that, WWE? That's stupid. Don't do that again. Okay? All right. Second, I think they got caught up somewhere. Either they got lost because he had an escort. We all seen it. I think he got lost and they got turned around and then they found their way back. Because if you pay attention to Jay before he jumps the barrier and somebody's trying to high five him, he elbowed the shit out of somebody's face. He was mad as fuck. He was absolutely pissed off.
Pretty
So
much, he
I'm
missed his
thinking,
timing, possibly.
yeah, I think the way they came down messed up the timing. He was supposed to already be in the ring, and then Brock Lesnar gets eliminated. But something happened because you have him coming through the crowd like fucking morons to get a visual. I understand we like the eating and all of that, bro. It's the Royal Rumble. Just walk down the fucking ring. You can stop in the middle of the ramp and yeet. It don't matter. They're gonna do it. Just walk down the ramp. It's the Royal Rumble. It needs to be
I'm
tight. What are you
I'm
doing?
guessing. I hear what you're saying. I'm guessing they did it because of the fact that since he does it so much, they wanted him to do it for the crowd in Saudi or what
They
have you.
did it
So
because
that
the Saudi government fucking requested it. That's why the fuck they did it. Like, don't. That's why
so
they did it.
yeah.
So that's also probably really true. There's probably other backstage logistics behind it. I just hate the fact that it took that long because in a match like that, you're backed up on time, right?
He's
So
never taken that long in any other arena, even with promo takes. So it had to be something that caught them up, and it fucked up everything. So that's on WWE. But you can go ahead. I'm just
and I
that was my point with that.
and I know I said no surprises, my bad. Obafemi being number one and him coming out being dominant
I had a
is the
feeling they
big
was gonna
one.
switch that.
Is the big one to me because if you want to market a superstar, if you want to market box office, big superstar mentality,
Mm,
I think that's the future. I think he
sure.
fits everything that they need. They need a larger than life personality. I think he can fit that impressive showing. I just wish that he eliminated Brock Lesnar instead of the other way around.
Hey, real quick, I want to ask you this: do you think he was supposed to be number two and Braun number one? Because I think we
Yes.
all saw that botch
Yes.
on SmackDown. So
Probably.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I would
think that was the whole out that was the whole thing. They probably was gonna do the whatever angle uh with the hooded guy while Oba maybe before Oba got in the ring and then Oba gets in the ring and throws him out. But I mean it kind of worked out better to me, but yeah, like listen, I had no issue with the Rumble. I had no issue at all. I mean, was it cookie cutter? Absolutely. Very cookie cutter, very scripted. I like I said, I've been saying I don't even know how long, to for like at least before Survivor Series, that this was tailor made for Roman Reigns to run through and win the Royal Rumble. It was I seen it in at SummerSlam.
Especially once Seth got hurt. I felt like once
Exactly.
Seth got hurt, I think it was Roman to lose pretty much personally.
Yeah, it was never not it was never going to be anybody else. It was that was it felt so written on the wall. I just like I said, I've been saying it for months. Especially Chris, you're right. Especially when Seth got hurt, I said there's going to switch it to the Punk Roman, or they're going to go Cody Roman 3. I was hoping Cody Roman 3 because I just want to see that, but Punk Roman absolutely still box office, right? So that if I'm conditioning myself, I guess, to know that's going to happen, I didn't have a problem with Rumble. Yeah, some of the goofy shit that happened kind of, messes it up in little things, but I mean, I didn't have a problem with it. I would probably have more of a problem with the singles matches, probably, than the Rumbles, in my opinion, for Royal Rumble.
um honestly I don't I thought the AJ and Gunther match was good.
It
Um
was great.
Shout out to Adam Pierce for producing it, by the way.
Oh, did it?
Yes, he did a really good job with that. Unfortunately, that's probably the end of AJ Styles in WWE, um,
Mm,
which kind of sucks, but I understand why they did it. So I'm not saying I want him to win. I understand why they're doing it the way they're doing it. I wish it wasn't kind of like a sped run kind of retirement tour, but that's probably what it looks like right now.
I don't think
Unfortunately,
he's.
he might not be dumb, but I just don't think he's going to wrestle in WWE anymore.
No,
Um,
I absolutely think he's going to wrestle at WrestleMania.
it's a possibility, but we'll see. I feel like, you know what? They could probably keep that on their wraps. Probably. Maybe he has like a one. Maybe he has like he's wrestling without a contract going into
He's on Stephanie's podcast this week, and they literally teased him not putting his gloves on the mat like he was going to and walking out with his gloves on.
Oh
He's
yeah.
not done.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know he
He's
was going
not
to be
done.
on Stephanie's podcast this week. I
He's
didn't know
not
that.
done. He's not done. Just expect it is all I'm saying. Expect it. That's probably Gunther's match at WrestleMania. But go ahead, my man. Yeah.
No, I mean it was perfectly well done. I like the when people talk about the storytelling. I feel like Gunther was telling a really Impressive story about the match. The in-ring psychology he has. For example, trying to avoid the calf crusher as much as he could.
Yeah.
And getting out of the way of the low knee kicks, like drop kicks and stuff like that. Like he's really good at telling the story of the in-ring psychology, which I think a lot of people tend to miss on it with him because they just
And it's because they tend to not pay attention to the details. We understand. But yeah, man, I just don't think they should have
Did James cut
like
out?
why
Oh, okay, there he is.
yeah,
Okay.
he cut out for a second, he back. But I don't think they just should have like it should have been a win and then let AJ retire with some pomp and circumstance. I don't care that he lost and retired. Like I just wanted him to retire at WrestleMania. Like why do that Rumble? I
yeah,
don't know.
no, and
You- I
that's my
think you know what I think. Here's my theory. The reason why you got some of the things that you got is because this is the first. Well, number one, it's kicking off WrestleMania season. Number two, this is the first big pay per view you've had over, or PLE, however you want to say it. The first big one
Mm.
out of the big four over in Saudi Arabia. Then not only
Mm.
that, so they want to make sure that things look good for them because their contract is up next year in 2027. So as far as their deal with Saudi, I'm sure they're going to renew it because Saudi and WWE is too much money there. It's literally too much money there for them to miss out on unless one of the two parties does something extremely dumb, which I highly doubt or highly
Bro, if I was at
it's not
WWE,
happening.
pay me double.
Yeah, because
Pay
I
me
mean
double.
yeah, because I
What?
think it was it was what $2 billion for 10 years. I think it was.
I know it had a B in it. That's all I know. Pay me
Yeah,
triple.
yeah. So
All right.
I think TKO they're probably already right now in contract negotiations to extend that deal. Um, WrestleMania 43 is over there next year. So yeah, they did some things to appease the Saudi crowd or what have you. So no, we'll definitely see it there. I mean, that's the reason why certain things happen the way that it did. WWE wants to make a big impression to the Saudi people. This being the first out of the big four pay-per-views over there, and don't be surprised. Or heck, you've had King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring over there too, or what have you. So yeah, no, I'm not surprised by some of the things that happened in this PLE. I'm not surprised at some of the things.
Yeah,
But I'm
I
sorry. Go ahead. I'm
fully
sorry.
expected it. No, you're right. I fully expected how this played out, bro. Like I fully expected it.
I will say this, James and Fair. I did win the weekend because Saturday I had family over and because our oven is out, I had to go over to my sister-in-law's house to heat up some food or whatever. So while I'm sitting over there waiting, I had the Rumble on, and the Women's Royal Rumble was on. And and like after like a half an hour or something like that, my sister-in-law tells me like, "Hey, Chris, you better get back home." I was like, "Yeah, you're right. Let me hurry up and get home or whatever." Blah blah blah. Do you
Mm.
not know that they sat there and watched the rest of the Women's Royal Rumble? And I had my sister-in-law so intrigued that when they came over to my house, they literally everybody in the house was downstairs watching the Rumble with me. They sat there and watched the Men's Royal Rumble. I said, I won.
Bro,
I won.
bro, when wrestling is entertaining, even for one-offs, like it's fun to watch.
Yeah, no, they enjoyed it. They really enjoyed it. My sister-in-law, she was liking Obafemi. She was liking him.
I bet.
Um, yeah. I did have to give like a quick 5 minute synopsis of the bloodline and why Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and all of them were going at it and so forth. So I had to explain
Mm.
that. So, but other than that, it was good. I think it was like 15 to 20 people over at my house, and at least 12 people were downstairs watching the Rumble with me.
Bro, yeah, man.
I think
James, what do you think about the Drew Sammy match? Because I feel like that was a genuine, like almost a squash match, pretty much.
I was gonna say they did a really good job of making Drew look dominant, and I think
Yeah.
this is what's interesting because if the plan is for him to drop the belt at WrestleMania, which I hope it's not, but if it is,
It might not be.
I hope it's not. But if it is, the way you made him look against Sami Zayn should be how he should look a lot against a lot of different people going forward. And I would hate for this to be one of those situations where it's like we got to let the hero look miserable in his home country or his home region, whatever stuff like that. I just thought it was a very squashy kind of to show Drew's dominant, which to be honest, which is something that we need as wrestling fans. We need Drew to be that dominant and that good again, and stuff like that. So I think it was a positive thing for him going forward. I think it makes him look like a strong champion going into WrestleMania season. And I think the other thing that's really good about it too is it makes Drew look incredibly strong against two very good opponents coming up. Because I truly believe at WrestleMania it's going to be him, Cody, and Jacob Fatu in a triple threat. I think.
Wow.
So
You can. It's
so
obvious.
I think in that case it makes him look strong, and it kind of gives him a little bit of a not a paranoid kind of vibe because he eliminates Cody and it helps eliminate Jacob, but it definitely gives him I'm gonna get in your heads. I want to get the psychological advantage because I know you two want to beat each other up, and I just want to pick up on which one he uses dead first. So at least they make him look strong and kind of intelligent in a way to kind of build him up going forward. I hope he holds that belt for a long time because he deserves it. And I'm glad we're getting to see this. Like he said, I pray for times like this and it happened.
So, I mean, I don't know if it was the psychological thing. I think he said it on the post show. He said, "Bro, if you one of those dudes that continue to fuck with me, I'm gonna make your life live in hell." So he kicked his ass in his head. You can't be in the fucking main event.
No, I missed the post show because I had turned to boxing. I turned to boxing for the Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez fight, so I missed the post show.
Ridiculous fight, by the way.
Oh,
He beat the shit out of that kid, bro.
Hold on, wait. Well, I wasn't
I did
going to
not
talk
watch.
about that. I was going to talk about Buddy who lost his toupee and
Was his
still
wig
won the
piece
fight.
and still won and went on interviews and said, "Man, I didn't even know the shit was gone. It was just."
And what's crazy about that, we're literally sitting there watching the fight, and I'm like, wait a minute. And no, my brother, I'm on FaceTime with him. And so I'm FaceTiming the fight as we're talking. And he's like, what's up with Buddy's haircut? This is before the fight even started. And literally during the fight, I was like, wait a minute, I think he lost his hair. And sure, you just see that shit start
Bro,
going sideways.
I seen this shit on because we had this. I'm in Sweet 16, right? So I'm trying to watch everything on our phones and shit. So I'm like, I turned the fight off my phone, right? And I just went on Twitter to scroll. So I just wanted to see what people saying, right? And I seen the clip of dude punching his hair off. I said, "Yo, this is the funniest shit." So I showed my boy, my best friend. And I showed him. He said, "Oh," and then we look at his phone. He got the fight on, and then you see dude in the corner, the corner guy, tell him that his shit is off. He
Dude, that
said,
was one of
"Yo,"
the funniest things I've ever seen in my
and we
life.
"Yo, that's why." Boy, that shit was funny as hell, bro. I know that might be the funniest shit ever.
Look, I didn't watch the fight. I'm not a boxing guy like that.
Mm.
Shout out to Shakur Stevenson, New Jersey's finest.
Yes,
But at some point, you gotta tell your man to cut his hair off, bro. Just
Yeah,
let it go.
man.
right, bro.
Let
Let
it
it
go.
go.
Let it go.
Now
Just let
you
it go.
on now you on
Yeah.
every social media app. You on every at least hip hop station.
Hey,
With
I
your
just
head
hope look,
off,
I just hope dude gets a deal with some toupee company.
right? He should
I
get
mean,
like a Just for Men deal or something.
Something
I
yeah,
mean,
something.
that's definitely possible. But
For sure.
you just wrestling with a toupee, boxing with a toupee on is crazy. Like that's not even that's not even that is wild shit. That's like it's something you see in a movie, like a comedy movie, like a guy get hit so hard his hair flies off, like like
Yeah.
a real like a scary movie kind of situation, right? But
But no, my thoughts about the Rumble. I'll say this as we talk. Get back to the Rumble. The Rumble wasn't bad. I picked Liv and Roman to win, so I'm not mad about that. I felt they were the right choice. Um, I felt I didn't realize. I think Liv and she's finished third. I'm not third. She's been a
Runner up.
runner up in three Rumbles that she's been in. But I felt like this is her time, and I was kind of worried too when she got hurt, how long she was going to be out. But she came back at Survivor Series last year, so she was able to recover. And no, she was the right choice, like you said, James, with the storylines for her. And I think we're finally about to see the breakup of the Judgment Day. I think it was perfect for her to win. And Roman winning, I think, after Seth got hurt, it was almost like Thanos in Endgame, where pretty much Thanos is saying, like, all your failures have led back to me. And
Right.
and I didn't see all of Roman's interview on Pat McAfee. I feel like Pat McAfee is starting to become Roman, like how
Yeah,
Jordan
he's the
was.
guy
Jordan
Roman
had
goes
Ahmad
to.
Rashad back in the
Yeah,
day.
he's the guy Roman goes to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
That's what I feel like Roman
yeah.
Reigns is for Pat, or Pat McAfee is for Roman Reigns. And
Hmm.
but I did catch where Roman had said that pretty much, hey, I was gone for a minute. Y'all didn't build those stars while I was gone. So now I got to come back and save y'all butts again or whatever. Put y'all on my back and carry you again. And to a certain degree, he has to. And I think this is what James and I were talking about in the last podcast about how we felt, and I felt like this even years before Triple H even took over, when Vince was
Hmm.
still there. I felt like they leaned too heavy on the older stars to carry them and didn't do enough to build the younger stars to generate that buzz or that interest for them. But Roman winning is the right choice. I think that's the only belt Roman hasn't won. Justice for Braun Breaker. Hashtag Justice for Braun Breaker. I think this is the only belt Roman hasn't won yet, if I'm thinking right. Um,
Yeah,
so
I
we'll
guess.
see how this is going to play
Yeah.
out. As
He won the
far as the
IC title?
singles, I'm sorry. Go ahead, James.
He won the IC title?
Yeah,
Yeah,
off the Miz.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I forgot about that.
But no,
Yeah.
the AJ Gunther match was very good. I enjoyed that. I tweeted this out when it happened. Man, that place was dead silent when AJ lost. Oh, when he was passed out. That place went silent. I mean, you could literally hear like thousands of pins drop in that stadium. That's how quiet it was. I was shocked because I honestly thought that AJ was going to win. But like you, Fair, I don't think he's done retiring, because usually when people retire, they put their gear in the middle of the ring that signals the end. He didn't do
He
that.
put it back on purpose. Like, it's
Exactly.
not. He's
Yeah,
not.
so it's not over. But nonetheless, great way to put Gunther over, and make him a legend killer. So love that aspect. The Drew and Sammy match, that was like the bathroom break match. I think we all knew that Drew was going to win, except for James. But
No. I said Drew was gonna win, but I said go Sammy. You can check it back. I said Drew's gonna win, but go Sammy. Okay?
All right. But no, I think we all knew Drew was going to win. You're right. It felt like a squash match. The storylines out of the Rumble matches, and I wish I could have gone back and watched it again. But the Femi and Brock Lesnar is one to watch for. That's one to watch.
Absolutely.
Down the line. Also, because I'm drawing a blank here, and I told myself to write this stuff down, but I had people at the house, so we were all hyped about it or what have you. But LA Knight being in it, him and who was LA Knight kind of feuding with?
I can tell you right now, if you're going off of what I feel like they went through the Rumble, it's definitely Brock and Oba. It's definitely Bronson Reed and LA Knight. It's definitely
Thank you.
I also can put LA Knight and Logan Paul in that spot too. So I don't know. That kind of up in the air, but I feel like that's kind of between them two in the vision is where that's going to go. What else did I see? Images when Drew kicked Cody in the head. The image was he kicked Cody, you see Cody eliminated, and then you see Jacob looking at him like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Triple threat match. It's not even it's so
Chamber or
telegraphed.
Mania? Chamber or Mania for that?
Mania is gonna be a triple threat match with Jacob Fatu, Drew, and Cody Rhodes. That's the night one main event. Possibly if something with the women can get over, that would possibly be it. But right now I'll probably mark that as the main event for night one.
Yep. Go ahead, James.
No, I was gonna say I think that's probably all true. I think Brock and Oba is the one that would probably make a lot of sense going forward, especially if you want to introduce Oba being the next big top guy, like I just mentioned before. I think LA Knight's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass for the entire division, to tell you the truth. I see him kind of being like, he kind of reminds me like, now I'm not saying he's Stone Cold, so it kind of reminds me of when like Stone Cold was like kind of feuding with DX a little bit, kind of fucking with them, you know, like doing shit like that, you know, maybe not destroying the tour bus and stuff, but definitely being like a pain in the ass on the side to him, being like, oh, I'm going to fuck with Bronson Reed and hit Theory in the back with a chair, you know, kind of be like Adam Pearce's like counter to the Vision. Almost, I guess. Just unofficially official.
I mean, I don't know if I go so far as to go with Stone Cold premise, but I for sure think it's laid out for him to run through the Vision. Because I mean, if you notice, they totally took Roman from Bronson. Like they clearly, somebody doesn't want that match or whatever. That's just what it is. So that match is gone. And,
I think it's probably because you can't really let him. I feel like for Roman, if you're gonna do that again, I don't know if it's a good idea to detour him with Bronson again, and then because it's almost kind of like, well, we've seen this before, so we want to do it again, and we all know he has limited appearances, Mr. Part-Time or Mr. Quarterly Vacations. Shout out to CM Punk. So,
yeah. For some reason, I think that hurts people's feelings. So.
Yeah. I don't hurt my feelings. I just say what CM Punk said.
I do want to say this because I think you mentioned it, James, earlier. So Roka being in the final three with
Ruka.
So yeah, Ruka. I'm sorry.
Roka.
Sorry,
old ass white man that you just called her just now.
With Liv Morgan and Tiffany Stratton, who by the way made an appearance. How do you feel about that? Soul being in there, because I always feel like one of the things that outside of the winners of Royal Rumble for the men and women, usually the person who dominates with the most eliminations, or usually who hangs around at the very end, I feel like WWE feels or has faith in them that, you know, they're going to be a big star for not only that year but down the line.
Well, you can say Sol Ruka, my bad, Jim, but you can say Sol Ruka, yeah, she got to the final four and the final three. But Last Legend was the person that took that fucking Royal Rumble. Like, Last Legend was the dominant one in that Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
She eliminated legends. She was out here just literally like half the match was her throwing people out. They put a rocket ship on her just now, bro. It is
I agree. Yeah, you're right.
Well, I think she'll kind of take over that Nia Jax kind of role, you know, be like the big dominant heel on either show, you know, and stuff like that. For Sol Ruka, I brought this up. Maybe you missed it. I don't know if you were here or not, but I said they did the same thing with Roxanne Perez last year. Roxanne Perez entered 3, and she lasted all the way until the last 2. And she clearly has become a big piece of Monday Night Raw, and they clearly have high expectations for her. So I think that they see Sol Ruka as kind of like that next kind of baby face on one of the shows, maybe. You know, maybe not the face of a company kind of, but she's definitely going to be like a key player.
I think she could be a face of the company. I just don't know. I don't know the way they're booking her on NXT. I don't think she's close to coming up. I kind of just think they want her in the mix to make
Well,
sure
I
you
think.
know of her.
Well, I think.
But
I
I don't
think
know if
what they.
she's ready yet.
I think what they're gonna do. I don't know if she's necessarily ready yet either, but I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna because that Zaruka team, whatever, that's cooked. That's gonna be cooked. I think
Yeah,
she
she about to
probably.
turn heel,
Yeah,
ain't
I
she?
think. Yeah, I think so. I also think she's probably gonna be JC Jane at some point for the belt. I feel like that's a
Oh,
natural progression in the story.
yeah.
And then we'll have Soruka and Zarya fight for that belt for a couple months. I could probably see her coming up maybe around like a little bit after WrestleMania because Roxanne Perez came up like full time like right after WrestleMania, I think, or like Memorial Day kind of with the Judgment Day. So maybe I could see something like that because that's the only thing I can really base it off of.
I'm probably thinking SummerSlam, bro. Like the way that, like I said, the way they're booking her, they got her in like a major feud right now. So it's not. That's probably coming like closer than the summer. I don't think
Well,
she'll. I think she'll be at every major pay-per-view, just that for her to be that NXT representative type situation.
mhm.
But
well, that,
I don't think she's
well,
coming up yet.
that's kind of why like I said, you know, with that I feel like because JC Jane's coming up really soon. Apparently, she's coming up really soon, so that's why I think
Mhm.
they're going to kind of put the belt on her kind of soon from now, and then they'll say,
Right.
okay, well now we
And
have the
I
next
think
belt to
you'll
fill.
run her through SummerSlam with the NXT title, and she'll probably drop it to the Zarya.
Zarya, yeah.
hmm Um, no, I agree. Lash Legend was good. Javon Evans did well too. No, to me, outside of the winners, I think the biggest thing we have to look at the Rumble is who looked good in the Rumble. What storylines are going to be set up for WrestleMania season? Because especially now that it's a you have a 2 night event. You have a lot of storylines that you can get into, and we'll talk about it months down the
As it
line going
goes.
into Mania.
As it goes, yeah.
Yeah,
This
as it
is
goes,
A
as it
lot.
goes
this
along.
is
This was the first night. That was the first night of seeing what the big picture is. You still got a little circle of the big picture.
Yep,
this is what I like to call the road to the Super Bowl
yep.
Hmm
for
I agree.
the WWE.
I
So
agree.
you start planting the seeds now, and then we'll see where it takes us.
Right.
Well, overall, I will say this. Oh, I did see something where they said, I guess moving forward, Saudi's not going to put those LED lights on the seats because people were really trolling WWE thinking that they were empty seats and they weren't. It was packed because there were other videos showing that it was packed, but because those seats made it look like it was empty, they
hmm
said that moving forward, they're not going to put them up there. And they shouldn't because honestly, people. I mean, I was one of them. I was like, "Damn, wait a minute, nobody's there." And then you
I
realize,
mean,
oh,
for
it's
you,
packed. It's just
we
those
got
lights.
busted open. You got all these made like, bro, no, the hell it wasn't. But yeah, I don't know. But they got the same thing as they got in the Intuit Dome, and I don't remember the
Yeah,
Intuit Dome looking like that. Maybe because it was outside,
No,
maybe.
it looked different.
the thing with the Intuit Dome is they came out where the wall is in the stadium, if I'm not mistaken. You know they
Yeah,
have that. You know they have that wall that
yeah,
the home team. I
I
think
don't know.
because I think it goes up.
yeah.
I don't think it has that much of an impact because like the way it looks like in the Saudi stadium, it just looked light post right across every
Yeah,
single seat. This is
yeah.
kind of like going up like a wall, obviously.
hmm
So it just looks a little bit more natural, where like it doesn't have like an incline. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. No, they have those LED. My friend of mine, one of my best friends, he's been to the Intuit Dome a few times, and he's told me about those LED lights. So it doesn't look like it's people there in those seats, but it is. It's just the way that it looks. Um, but no, moving forward, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and Raw, they weren't too bad. Um, to me, they didn't do too much for both shows. Braun Breaker, outside of Braun Breaker, obviously being upset because of the fact that he didn't get a chance. Felt he got screwed at the Royal Rumble. Uh, Stephanie Vacura, she beat Roxanne, big sexy Raquel Rodriguez, excuse me. I thought that was a good match too. I thought it was a good match. I actually kind of wanted Raquel to win. Honestly, I kind of wanted
I thought she
Raquel to
should
win.
win. Mine. I've been campaigning to take that belt off of Stephanie for a little bit now. They gotta
But
take that belt off of her, bro.
no, but like I said, that was a good match. But of course, let's get right to it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it. The promo, I think it was like about a good 12 to 15-minute promo segment between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. That is how you kick off a promo run for WrestleMania and to set the tone of what will be the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. Fair, hey man, that was. Some people are saying that this is Roman's best promo that he's ever cut. If it's up there, I'm sure. But man, hey, he was cooking. He was cooking. That was a
First off,
great
the
promo.
for me, the promo segment was really great in general. Because I'm not gonna act like CM Punk didn't get no bars off. Like he got bars off. It was
Yes.
definitely getting bars off. But the reason why I love Roman's promo segments is he literally just stands there and looks you dead in the eye the whole time and never moves, never interrupts you. He doesn't say nothing back. So he lets you get your full swing off. And then he just smacks the shit out of you. And you can't, because you can't say nothing because nobody was interrupting you. Nobody was saying nothing back to you. So you just got to let him hit you in the face 8 times and then hit you with the acknowledge me with the knockout punch and make everybody go wild. And then he walks off. The words of the promo are one thing, but the aura of the men in the ring is what made that promo. Because you just it was that feeling that Rock Austin when you know they was about to focus in or uh trying to think of more people, but it's really that type of vibe with that. I like you knew like whoever won that Royal Rumble and then whoever was champion between Rock and Austin, when that first promo segment hit and they start talking about WrestleMania, that shit was gonna be fire. And it's gonna be feel big, all of that. It was just it was real good. Now we can discuss the details of the promo if you would like, because the details of the promo, that's where you start to say Roman cooked his ass.
Now, hold on 1 second, Fair. I want to say this. This is what makes wrestling so great. When people talk about wrestling's fake, it's dumb, it's not so much the matches that make wrestling
Right.
great. It's the storylines of of wrestling that makes it so great. And I say that because honestly, I had forgotten about CM Punk going on Colt Cabana's podcast and talking about Roman Reigns and how they tried to how WWE wanted to push or put him over, like make sure you put him over or whatever, and so forth and so on. Because that match he had against the Shield, CM Punk, that was in 2013. He left WWE in 2014. I think that podcast came out either that, if not that same year, the following year in 2015. I want to say.
No, so
Go ahead.
that happened in December 2013. That match, right?
Right.
And then he left the company after the Royal Rumble
At the Royal
Rumble.
Right.
He quit. And then what ended up happening was I think that podcast came out around Thanksgiving weekend 2024 because I remember I was in Pennsylvania for some reason that weekend.
2014.
2014. And I remember that podcast came out that weekend. For whatever reason, I remember listening to it. And like that was kind of like the unreal before the unreal. Kind of like we figured out what was really kind of going on behind the scenes with him, and especially with Colt Cabana, like knowing the history now. Like, and I want to go into detail about the promo as well, if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
The one thing I really enjoyed was you can see that they're different, but they're somewhat similar at this point. You can see that
Roman and Punk, you mean?
Yes.
Okay,
you can see that they're similar but different. A good example is Punk was never supposed to be the guy. He became the guy because of the fans, the cult of personality, the voice of the voiceless. When I first started really getting back into it, he was champion, the 434-day reign. No one could touch him, so on and so forth. He had Paul Heyman at his side. He became the man with Paul and stuff like that. Then when he left, Roman took the mantle. Roman became not Punk, but Heyman with Punk and Punk with Heyman, Heyman with Roman. You see the similarities, but you also see the differences. You see one guy, he quit because he wasn't happy with his, and he left. Roman took that from him. You took my wise man. You tried to brainwash my cousins. He tries to let people think of his own way of the wrestling world to kind of warp it in his own way. And now there's no wise man. Hopefully there's no cousin involvement at all. Let these two just wrestle. Okay?
No, there's going to be a cousin.
The big thing is that the quarterly vacations, because Mr. Part-Timer loves to come and go. Thank God they announced it WrestleMania Night 2 already, because we knew we weren't getting that answer until probably the week before WrestleMania. But now we know what it is.
Yeah.
He ain't showing up for Elimination Chamber. Punk's going to be talking to this wall right there for the next 2 weeks.
Why does Punk need to talk to Roman between now and WrestleMania?
Well, it'd be nice if the challenger for the belt showed up.
The challenger for pay-per-view away. What does he need to talk to Roman at Elimination Chamber for?
No, not Elimination Chamber.
I think he's going to be a little busy fighting Finn Balor. So what do you need to have Roman for? It's no reason to have Roman in that right there. It's no literally. They did their piece. They let us know that Roman picked Punk. They let us know the next day that Night 2 main event is Roman and Punk. Tell me what else needs to happen.
Because they know he ain't going to be there for the next couple of weeks. That's why.
But tell me what needs to happen for him to be there.
No,
what needs to happen? He doesn't need to be there.
No. Right. Which I'm glad
Get his job. Go home.
Right.
That's what we do.
Which is cool. Which is fine because they got
we
that
work
out of the
smarter, not harder over here. Okay, we work smarter, not harder. Okay, we do our jobs the first time. I remember. This time last year. You remember?
No.
Do you remember, Chris? Can you? Let me remind y'all what happened around this time last year. Let me go back in time. This is the go back in time sign. Listen. I remember y'all was talking about why Cody and Cena not having a good promo. Remember that? You don't remember that?
Hold on, wait a minute. I said what?
Y'all remember the Cody Cena debacles going? You don't remember that?
I wasn't. Look. I wasn't full time yet in this podcast. I don't know what you guys said at that point.
Okay.
So I don't know what was going on at that point yet. Okay. I mean, there was probably discussions
y'all remember the discussions that we were so mad at Cena and Cody when they did the WrestleMania main event. Cena's going to the rings, not saying nothing for 3 weeks, and then they just go. You remember that? This is one night better than anything they did in fucking a month.
But now you have the opposite of two extremes. Now you have the extreme when Cena didn't do anything for 3 weeks, so he was there. Now you have this where Roman does it for one night, and he's not going to be there. No. Wait, let me finish. Let me finish.
That's not what happened. You about to go ahead.
Roman showed up for one night. He said what he had to say, and now he's not going to be there until probably the Garden Show, March 30th. No. Okay, he's not going to be there.
You know what? I think he might. I think he might show up at
He's
Chamber.
Definitely going to be he's going to be at Chamber. Yes, he will.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think he's going to be at Chamber, which I'm still pissed. I'm still pissed I can't go because tickets are still sky high, man. It's freaking ridiculous.
I'll put money on it. He won't be there.
I will put money on it. He makes an appearance at the end of Chamber.
He's showing up.
I don't think so.
Here's what I'm saying.
It'll be him because I pretty much isn't Raw in that Chicago arena too.
I don't know.
No. It's just Chambers at the United Center.
I'm sure. Let somebody look up the schedule for Raw.
I think it's in Indiana.
Hold
I
on.
I,
It's in
I I think
Indiana.
I think it's
Pat
Indianapolis.
McAfee, Indiana. Yeah, he'll be at Chicago. He'll be in Indiana, and that'll start to kick off to the road that he'll actually be there in consecutive weeks. That's how usually it goes. Now, no. You're not going to categorize that like that. You're not going to try to hand wavy what he did. No. Yeah, he came out and he dropped the absolute nuclear bomb on the rest of the wrestling world. You don't need to see him no more because we get the job done on the first take over here. Okay, on the first
Yeah.
take,
Hey, it's
you
in
don't got to do it 2 and 3 times. And that's it. Know what I
it's in
mean? Hey
Indianapolis.
guys,
It's in Indianapolis
yeah,
on the 2nd of March.
he'll be there.
Yeah.
He'll be on
I
that
get
road.
I guarantee you he'll be at the March 30th show because it's in the Garden. He never misses the Garden show.
Is that he'll be
Yeah.
there the first? He'll miss one
We,
Raw. He'll miss one Raw
he
in March, and that's it. I'm
he
telling
he
you.
ain't showing up to San Antonio. He ain't
Yeah.
showing up to
Why not? It's a big city. He goes to big
No.
cities.
No. He's at that point now. No, I'm hitting the
But he might not
major
go to San
cities.
Antonio. He might not go to
Yeah.
San.
Yeah.
Is any other
Look,
Texas? Any
I'm
other
hitting
Texas over there?
Chicago.
they're
Nah.
they're in
He might go to
Texas, I think, in
Boston.
March.
Oh,
He
Texas.
yeah. They're in San Antonio March 16th.
Hmm.
And then March 23rd, they're in Boston. He might hit that one.
Definitely is going there. So he might
Uh
not be at San Antonio, but he'll be at the Boston one, and then he'll
and
be
then
at the
and then
Garden
he'll be at the
and all
Garden.
that.
And then yeah, he'll hit Houston. Okay, so April 6th is Houston. Sacramento is Raw the 13th, and then of course that's when they go
That's
to
the go.
Vegas after that.
That's the go home, right? The one in
Yeah,
Sacramento.
Raw go home.
He'll,
Yeah,
he'll
one of
be there.
Sacramento's go home.
He'll be there.
Yeah.
So that's like 6 weeks, right? That's 6 weeks.
Hmm.
Like the 6 weeks. He'll be there 4 out of the 6. Okay, 4 out of 6 from March. Listen, we got shit to do over here, bro. Y'all can be on the
Who
road,
is this
okay?
we?
We got shit to do. We
Wait,
got
wait, wait,
me and my
wait,
Hey, hey,
guys. Me
hey,
and my
hey,
guys got shit
he
to
got
do.
real
We
French.
got
He
shit
got
who
to
is
real
this
do.
we?
French.
You know what
Who
I
is this
mean?
we?
He
We
got
Like
real
got shit to
French.
do.
like French?
We
Like
got
we?
shit to do, bro.
Um,
We got shit to do over
Wait,
here, man. We gotta get the
like
money and
Uncle
then the
like
sushi and the steak.
wait,
We gotta get that ready.
like Uncle
We got
Phil?
shit to do.
Like Uncle Phil?
We got to share. We got shit
hold
to
on,
do
one
over
second.
here. We got shit
I
to
do
do
want
over
to say this, and getting back to the promo. I do want to say this. Like when CM Punk and Roman were cutting their promos at each other, if you didn't know the backstory of their history with each other, how it dated back to 2014, 2013 to 15 or what have you, and Punk going on that podcast and saying what he said, now it gives you a better vision or a better understanding of why the WWE universe really hated Roman for like those 4 or 5 years leading up to the tribal chief transformation. Because and I'm not saying that they wouldn't have booed him or given him some hell, but when that
Oh
podcast
no,
came out,
I
go
would
ahead.
point directly to that podcast
Yeah,
because
yeah,
he
yeah.
was not getting booed. He
No,
was
no,
not getting booed
right.
before that time. He
No,
was absolutely getting cheered.
no. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That podcast changes everything. Hence why Roman said, "You made my life a living hell." So, to my point, when you watch it, you're sitting there saying, "Oh, it's scripted." But to me, this is just my personal opinion. Watching that
He
promo, and
dead
I was
ass.
hyped too. Yeah, he was very serious about that promo. You could tell, like, there
Yeah.
was some pent up frustration and some anger that was coming out of that promo, and you felt it and you felt that message being conveyed when he spoke it. And this goes back to my point of why wrestling is so great when it does things like this. When you get the look at how many stories over the history of wrestling that we've gotten that have been really good, and then you find out later that there was some actual angst between the two people or multiple people involved in the story. You're like, oh, that's why such and such was okay. It makes sense. And so Roman to me, he really, really, really like out of that promo segment, he really outshined Punk. Like you said, Fair, Punk gave some good jab. He was in there giving some good shots, but in the
Punk
end,
Yeah, some good hooks, good jab, good body shots, but in the end, Roman Reigns got the knockout. I watched that promo at least a good 20 some times. I was hyped. That night it happened, I was hyped. I'm in the bed watching on my iPad. I was literally hyped. And my wife goes, what's going on? I said, oh, Roman and CM Punk cooking. Oh, they are
Yo,
cooking.
you would have thought Dak do a fucking game winning Super Bowl winning pass, bro. I was on here.
Yo, but hey, but James and Fair, let's be real. Tell me that did not get you hyped.
Yeah, that's why I said we do what we supposed to do. Okay, we do what we supposed to do, and then we go away. We got to get ready for WrestleMania, so we got to get all this fucking you sit tight. I got to get the water and shit. Not because I ain't getting this shit tight, but he what I mean. He got to and then we come back and we kill it a little bit more, and then we go home. You know, that's all.
Hmm.
We got shit to
But J-
do, man. We got shit to do. Yeah, listen, we was doing this shit, the 10 countries in 3 weeks. Yeah, we did that already. We did. That was 2018. You was trying to be a UFC fighter, bro. No, we got shit to do. We got Zootopia, yo. I got you a gig of Zootopia, and you know what I mean. You mocking people in my back. Yeah, we got shit to do, bro. We gonna take this fucking title. We gonna go home. Okay, that's all. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Go ahead,
Okay,
James. Oh,
it'll be
sorry,
okay.
I mean to put the shirt right there.
It'll be okay.
No,
It's not.
like I
It's not.
said, I
You,
go ahead, go ahead.
you done? You done?
Yeah, I'm just saying it'll be okay.
I thought it was probably the best promo Raw has produced in a long time.
I
Oh
agree.
yes. Mhm.
I think they're two masters of the promos. They're at the top of what they used to do, which is crazy because around the time when Punk was talking about the whole Roman Reigns thing, he wasn't a great promo cutter, and it took him a long time to get to where he is. Now, granted, he had the help of Paul Heyman along the way and stuff like that to help him, but you can definitely see the the difference from when we were talking about when he was the big dog and the shield and the muscle to just being the lonely tribal chief. So
Yeah.
you could definitely see the development there. The one thing I will say about the podcast about that Punk thing, it really shined a light on the company on how they view things, and I think it
Hmm.
definitely did Roman no favors because you kind of saw the way they booked him in those years.
Oh
The
yeah.
the fucking the 3-on-1s and he was winning, the Royal Rumble in 2015 when it was the fucking authority in the ring and they were clearing everybody out. Roman came out to save the day and people booed it because it was awful. Like you kind of saw what they were trying to do. And I think Punk really kind of let people know, like, look, this is what's really going on here. And I'm sure people still feel bitter about, at the time, felt bitter about Punk quitting and he was right and everything. So I'm sure that never really helped anyway. And even after that, when he eliminated the Undertaker, this is my yard now, and that awful promo he cut.
Hold on, which to me, by when he
That was
when he
one of his
said that,
top promos.
yeah, hold on, yeah, at that time less was more, and I think they should have pulled the trigger on him going heel then, because
Yeah, he
that
should have been
was yeah,
healed right after
he,
that.
But
the
yeah,
way they, ooh, yeah. I'm sorry, go
but
ahead.
that's the thing. And now I'm not talking about that. I'm talking in terms of what that was then to what it is now. And now you see the difference. And I think it was a battle of two people who know their place, they know what they're worth, and it's going to be a fight at WrestleMania to see who's the real top dog of the company. The only thing I'm going to miss is I'm probably going to miss seeing that belt on Monday Night Raw every week because we know we ain't getting on Raw every week after that. So
So
Hmm. No, no, but you know what though? That I want to give a quick shout out to Just Alex, who tweeted this. What's today? Wednesday. So yesterday, he pretty much he was saying like the one line, but you got to make Roman Reigns look strong. That was the line that ultimately led us to where we are now with Roman Reigns being the tribal chief, because
mhm.
of that sentence, we don't get the tribal chief. If that does not come out, we do not get the tribal chief that we get today. And that's the heart of this. I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but that's the heart of the story. Roman doesn't hate Punk before leaving WWE and criticizing the place he loves. He hates CM Punk because in reality, he wouldn't be who he is today if Punk never existed, and Roman knows it. And that's something he can't live with, and it's something he has to exercise at WrestleMania 42. There are so many layers to this story, and I can't
Yeah,
wait for this thing to unfold later as we get closer to Mania.
and
No, it's
to
it's
be
going to be great.
serious for a second with the Roman appearances, that's why I don't mind it, and that's why I said it was tailor made for Roman to win the Royal Rumble, because Roman is not going to be there every week. So let him set his plate, and then whatever he has to do, probably filming two more movies or whatever, let him go do that. And then once March comes, we off and racing. It doesn't. CM Punk has other business. He has, and quite frankly, really, if we look kayfabely, he has to make it to WrestleMania. He has to get through Elimination Chamber. Somebody can challenge for the title before that. They've done that before. So you have to make it to where you then meet Roman the second time. So I understand the joke of the quarterly absences, and I love the fact that they put that in about the schedule shit, because we really tend to forget that this man has been in this company for 12 years. He has not had the schedule for 12 fucking years. Okay, he's done the overseas tours. He's done the night to night, the 360s and all of that. Bro, the man has leukemia. Okay, he takes the drug that destroys his body. Let him live. Enough with this. It's corny now. You know too much of the real to escape the try to the keeping it in kayfabe and understanding that he's not gonna beat, bro. Like, that joke is getting boring. Not James, I'm not talking to you. Just talking about in general how people overuse that and on social media, bro. We know why it's happening. So just, again, James, not directed at you. Just stop the mean heartedness of it, like the joking of it, like I'm trying to do with it. That's fine, but trying to diminish him because he's not on the road. 360, like, do you not remember the 8 years prior? Was he not doing this already?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And then
I
not only
just
that,
I,
honestly, go ahead, James. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I make the joke because it's just I'm anti part timer, so I always make the joke. It could be
Again,
Broncos
it's
this
not
weekend.
pointed. It's not wasn't
No, no,
directed
no,
at you.
no. I'm just saying in general, right? Even if it wasn't you or whoever said it, I'm anti part timer being a champion. So I'm always gonna make that joke. But to sit there on my bed, I had to walk away because I had deer walk in front of my house just now. So I had to walk away for a few seconds, and they were trying to get up on the porch. So I had to handle some business. I had to be Grizzly Adams for a few seconds. So don't mind me.
Wow.
I apologize.
No, you're right. You're right.
Um,
Uh,
so, well, with that being
I'm,
said,
mhm,
he was the man for a very, very long time. And
mhm.
he was on the road. He was doing everything he could. He, feuded with Braun Strowman. When I remember fighting Brock Lesnar every other WrestleMania, doing all that.
We have a
So
pay-per-view. Shit.
pay-per-views and shit. So he was
Yeah.
clearly invested for a very long time. And when he won the championship in 2020 and went on the tribal chief bloodline era stuff, it was awesome. And he was there every week. And we knew he deserved it. I just make the joke because I'm anti part-timer being champion. So for me to
Yeah,
sit
he
there and
made them.
say,
My bad. Go ahead.
no, for me to say things like that, it's not coming from a place of like, oh, he doesn't deserve it. He deserves it. I just wish he'd be on TV more if he wins, which I don't think is going to happen.
No,
I think once wrestlers get to a certain point where they're starting to do movies, whatever, it's almost like, you know what, Yeah, you're about to be here half the year or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. So I'm not tripping about it, honestly. I
Not,
expect it when you're the top dog and you've been the top dog for X amount of years and you're getting up at some point you're not going to be there as much. It's just the nature of the beast. Happened to
look,
Batista, The Rock,
look, man.
Brock Lesnar, all that stuff. So
Look, man. Look, man. Look, man. We gave y'all 2 years. We gave y'all 2 years. You can get your shit together. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
go
yeah,
back to
yeah,
where you
James,
go.
James, yeah, he's
Get
getting
shit
real
together.
French right now.
You get shit together.
We
You know what I
we
mean?
gave
You
you
got
2 years. That's
we
fine.
gave you
That
two
that
years,
that
bro.
that's
We
a
gave you
okay.
2 years,
But
bro. We gave you 2 years.
we ha, 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 we don't want a part-time world champion.
You, we over here want it though.
We
Hey,
So
the I
we
the
hey,
want it
hey,
over
I
here.
the IWC don't want a part-time
hey!
world champion.
Who
I
the
do
fuck
want to
cares
point this
about that?
out. Hey, I do want to point this
Yeah,
out
yeah.
before we move forward. How did you? And I noticed this, and I'm sure you guys did too. But how do you guys feel about Roman calling Punk by his real name, Phil?
I didn't even catch that until I watched
People,
it the second time, to
well,
be honest with you.
it was on the back of his shirt.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
it said Phil, the best in the world, on the back of his shirt. So
Okay.
you know,
So he called him Phil like 2 or 3 times. I want to say I can't 2 or 3 times during that whole
Maybe.
promo segment.
But I
I
mean,
just thought
yeah,
that was interesting.
clearly
to
they wanted to get that across. Like I'm not calling you punk. That's what. And when you like I said, I didn't catch it the first time, but when you rewatch it for the detail of it and what he's actually saying, that's what puts the last line in so much more emotional context. Like he's not talking to Punk. He's talking to Phil. Bro, I hate you. You made my life miserable for no reason. I didn't do anything to you. You hated WWE, but you came at me. I don't like you. You got me booed with my cousin in the ring. You embarrassed me. I'm pretty sure this is all gonna come out in the promo, like down that line. So I'm just like he was just very detailed with. I'm not talking to Punk. I'm talking to Phil when I say this. I'm dead ass. I hate you, dog. That's what he said. Phil, dog, I hate you, bro. I don't like you. And I'm gonna make you bow down and acknowledge me come WrestleMania night too. That was like the details and nuances to the story. My man Phil said, "Oh, first of all, here's a blunder. Just because you did it longer doesn't mean you did it better. What the fuck does that
Hmm.
mean? What are you talking about? That literally means I did it better than you. That literally means I did it better than you. And to
But I
flip
love
that
that
when
though.
Roman says,
I love that. I love
loved
that.
it. Loved when he
You,
said it. But just in the context, like, what are you talking about, bro? When you do something longer, that's better. But whatever. But then when he said,
so
bro,
so
I
so
know
you know
I
what?
learned
So you
from
know what?
you.
Hold
No,
on.
I didn't
Hey,
learn
so
from you. I
so
learned from
so
you what you
apply
not to
that.
do, nigga. Like what?
Hey, so you know what? Fair. Apply that to the LeBron James Jordan debate then.
And apply that to yeah. Hold on, I'll apply it right now. No, I didn't learn from you. I learned what not to do from you.
No, 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 no,
That's
no,
what I
not
learned
that
to
part.
do.
No, no, no,
No,
no, not that
that's
part.
how I'm
The
flipping
part,
it
the
though.
part of the part of where I did it longer than you, so obviously I did it better than you. Apply that to the
Oh, well,
Jordan.
we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
mm,
We're not
mm,
gonna do
mm,
that.
mm, mm,
We're not gonna
mm,
do
mm,
that. We're not gonna do that. We're not that
But
type of dude.
no, I like no that little tidbit I thought was pretty interesting of him calling him by his real name.
Mm.
Um, like I said, to me, it just felt real. It just felt like Roman Reigns is really, really, really angry at how he really messed up his career. Yeah,
The beginning of
to
his
me,
career,
watching it,
yeah,
it
yeah,
felt like
yeah.
some of that anger.
because
Yeah,
because
but go ahead, James. Go ahead.
it was an unnecessary target on his back.
Hmm.
It was an
Hmm.
unnecessary target. Like Not only are you basically telling people that kind of don't already like the product, but nothing else is on TV, so we're kind of forced to watch it. This is their guy. This is the one that they want to push. People don't like it. People don't like the guy that's shoved in their face. They just don't. It was an unnecessary target, and it made him one for a long time. So you feel the realism between it. Now, I don't know how they feel about each other personally. I'm sure we'll never know. But
Mm-hmm.
it definitely
But
added
that's
an
I'm,
those
extra.
that's those blurred
I'm
lines
sure I
there.
know.
That's those blurred lines.
I'm sure I know. I sure
We,
know.
we we know you. Yeah,
I know. No, I'm not talking about even that part of it. I'm just talking about as a man, as a person. Like, I know how he feel. I don't think he likes him, but he's not gonna do anything. Like, it's not like a deeply personal, like, you know, you took my woman type situation. Like, he did something fucked up. I'm sure they have just how I would think, just watching stuff what people say about the actual Joe, that he will say something to your face, he'll address it, and then it'll be over. And I don't think it's anything more than that but acting right now. But it's definitely coming from a real place. He's definitely tapping in to what he felt. But as far as a relationship, I don't, and that's the part with the unreal shit that probably people don't like, is like you still, you see stuff blended and you want to separate it. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
think nobody in that locker room got a real issue with anybody. I don't,
Uh,
I don't think
Probably
it's like
not.
back in the
But
day.
I don't.
Like back in the day,
No,
maybe it
you
would
know
have been,
what?
but I don't think it's like that no more.
Maybe don't have a real issue. It's probably like, hey, we cool and everything, but hey, I'm still gonna I'm gonna keep my guard up.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my
I'm gonna keep my
distance.
guard
We
up.
ain't fucking sitting here having dinner. Like, don't come to my room
Yeah.
unannounced.
Yeah,
Like,
probably
you know
one
what
of
I'm
those
Yeah.
saying?
things. Yeah.
Um, I want to move. I want to move forward because as we prepare for the end of the show, I want to get Smitty in here. Smitty, if you're not busy, man, come on up in here, man. Come on up in here. If you're not busy, if you're not doing anything, if you're not preaching anywhere, Smitty, come on up in here because this is something that has been near and dear on the hearts of many, many wrestling fans on social media within the last few weeks. Probably after Royal Rumble, they really ramped up. Uh, Triple H, as everybody knows, he is the creator or the chief creator, whatever you want to call it, of WWE. That's what he is. And a lot of people were, including James, they were not happy. Hence why the name hashtag Justice for Braun Breaker is right there. Uh, but a lot of people, they were not happy about the booking of Royal Rumble. They have not been happy about the booking of WWE as of late within a lot of things. And also, too, it has been brought up that uh, Triple H, was he overrated as a wrestler back in the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression era? They focus more on the Attitude Era, and a lot of people are really trolling Triple H. The fact that he's on the cover of three games. I mean, he's on the cover three times, I believe, or at least two. Of
Two.
no, it's three. It's three. It's three. It's three.
What
It's the
what other
Attitude Era
time?
edition. It's the Attitude Era edition, the King of Kings edition, and then the Monday Night War edition. He's on the cover of those three
He's
for the
on
new.
three?
d-
Well, I
Yeah, he's on
mean,
three out of the
he was
four.
part of all three out. Whatever, good.
Uh, yeah. No, I'm just saying that he's on three covers for the new WWE 2K26 game that's coming out. James, kick us off, man. Was Triple
Okay.
H overrated as a wrestler and as a character in the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era?
So my first introduction to wrestling, he was the main bad guy. He was the World Heavyweight Champion, 2002, 2003. He had the Reign of Terror. I hated the fucking guy at 7 years old. Okay, I hated the guy. I wanted Kevin Nash to beat him. I wanted Mick Foley to beat him. I wanted uh, Booker T, Scott Steiner, and Goldberg finally did it. I was happy, and he lost to Goldberg and I was pissed. And then Benoit beat him, and I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. Right? I don't think he's overrated. I think the problem is I think people are starting to see him in a negative light because his booking is equivalent to the Reign of Terror right now. That's what his booking is becoming, slowly but surely. IWC member. But I just don't think he is a overrated wrestler. Now, I don't think he was the main guy in the Attitude Era. I think because the video that I've seen, I don't know who it was, and I don't want to discredit anybody, and I don't want to take credit. He said Austin was the top guy. McMahon was the big heel. The Rock was champion before him. He had his place as a mid-card guy with the European title part of DX. And whatever else he said, I didn't really I watched it, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I didn't write it down or whatever the case was. I was at work. So I don't think he was overrated. I just think people are seeing him in a negative light because of the way he books things. And I don't think he deserves it. He deserves the criticism as he was a wrestler because he was the one that retired Mick Foley. Right. He was the one that pulled the strings on Austin getting hit by the car. He was the one that terrorized The Rock. He was the one that was the constant bad guy in that time. And he went toe-to-toe with your favorite guy. He went toe-to-toe with Kurt Angle. He went toe-to-toe with The Rock. He went toe-to-toe with Stone Cold. He went toe-to-toe with a lot of the top guys in the business. I don't think he's overrated. Now, if you want to say, is he on the same star level as Austin and The Rock in that time? Maybe not. And I could see why people would have that debate and discussion. But he's definitely 4 or 5 on that list. He absolutely is 4 or 5. He was part of DX, who was culturally well known as one of the best stables in the late 90s, right next to NWO. Okay? Him and Shawn Michaels kind of ran the business. And I think what other people forget about Triple H, too, he ate shit for a long time before he got to the point where he is. Okay? Yes, he did marry Stephanie McMahon. Might there be nepotism? Maybe. But there's nepotism everywhere in the world. Jobs. Things like that. Nepotism isn't everywhere. Just because it happens to somebody you don't like doesn't mean it won't happen to somebody that you know and love. I know people that have jobs because, well, my so-and-so know this one, or my so-and-so knows that one, so on and so forth. It happens. Nepotism is going to happen. That's just the way the world works. It is what it is. I think he's probably comfortably 4 or 5 most important piece in the Attitude Era, behind Rock, Austin, McMahon, I think. And just people need to just relax on it. Everybody hated him in a time where everybody was popular. Everybody was popular. So what are we really debating, to be honest? Like, and I can understand not liking his booking because I sure as hell don't like his booking. From what it used to be to what it is now, it hasn't been great. So I can understand maybe the hate and saying, well, he's not a great booker. But as a wrestler, nah. He was the company's top heel from like 99 to like 2005. Because even, and I don't mean to be long-winded, so I apologize.
I'd say 98. I'd say 98.
98 to 2005, 2006. Because he feuded with every top guy that you loved, he feuded with. And even going past the Attitude Era, Benoit, Randy Orton, Batista. He had a feud with Ric Flair right before he turned back into a good guy. Eugene. He wasn't popular, but fucking Eugene. He made that gimmick popular during that time. Cena. Shawn Michaels.
Orton.
Yeah, Orton. So on and so forth. And even too, like I can't think of another guy, maybe early 2002. Jericho. Put Jericho, Jericho was there too with them, but Jericho and him had a good feud in 2002. It culminated in the Hell in a Cell match. The Undertaker. So on and so forth. Everybody you love, he wrestled. So what's the discussion about him not being overrated as a wrestler? I think he's
The discussion is because he's not doing what the people want to do on the booking chair. So now you got to discredit everything he's ever done because we don't like him right now. To say that that man wasn't the one of the most influential wrestlers of all time is disrespectful in the 10th degree. The man has went through every boom era in wrestling. Okay, every boom he has been a part of. You cannot deny that. He's been in WWE by itself since I believe 96 or 95 or 96.
No,
Okay.
probably 93, 94 or something. Yeah.
well, didn't he leave to go WCW?
No, he came from
Yeah.
WCW.
Yeah.
He left WCW to go to WWE. But let's say that whatever. Hunter Hearst when he first gets there, the blue blood. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. He was one of the best intercontinental champions of all time. One of the best intercontinental champions of all time. Then he gets with DX. Him and Sean start the Attitude Era. Let's let's remember that. They started the Attitude Era. Not Austin, Rock, all of that. Triple H and Shawn Michaels started the Attitude Era. Okay? So you go through that. Shawn leaves. Austin's the man. He reforms DX. He and you can whatever. I don't know why people want to downgrade mid card and only pay attention to the top of the card. But when you dominate the middle of the card with people like the Nation, with people like what was the Blue Bloods or something like that. Remember them with them dudes? I forget the stupid names that they had. But the Greenwich Mean Street Posse, when you're sitting there and getting all of those dudes over, yeah, you might be a little you might be good. Okay? First, and you want to sit here and say the video, the thing that pissed me off about that video when he's trying to run it all down, he's talking about The Rock was a bigger heel. The Rock was a fucking heel for fucking 5 months in that time frame with the corporation. 5 months. He he lost the title to Austin at Mania, and he fucking turned face. So what are you talking about? He was the best heel. The McMahon thing absolutely pisses me off. I understand McMahon was a character and he's the heel of heels of all time. But when people with intelligence talk about wrestling, nobody is putting. I, I can't put Vince McMahon over Triple H because he's not a worker. He's not. He'll get in the ring and flim flamble around, but he's not actually driving story every week. The dude that drove the story every week was Triple H. He was the dude attacking Austin. He was the dude that Rock was going back and forth with. I don't get the wanting to do revisionist history shit. Is my You can't name a big time match that didn't have a Triple H in it in that era. He's the one that got Kurt Angle over. He did that. It was going up against him that made Kurt Angle that good. Who do you think Austin was going up against 6 out of the 12 months? It was fucking Triple H.
It was either him or The Rock. But even then,
He would not touch Rock until WrestleMania season. Rumble through Mania, that's when him and Rock would exchange. You
yeah, I
might
know.
get
But
something. You might get something at SummerSlam, but it was never a match. They was usually on the same side. They always kept Rock and Austin when they were going to main event separate. You go here, you don't touch each other until over here. Okay, you might look at each other at Rumble, and that's when we get the shit started. The dude that he built his heat with throughout the year was Triple H. You can name 4 or 5 different instances. The main one I'll say is when he did the 3 stages of hell, and then he turned heel and did the 2-man power trip. Like you don't understand. If you can't understand the history of wrestling, do not sit here and try to break shit down for me. Okay? You cannot sit here and say that Triple H was not one of the biggest cogs in the attitude. Fuck that. Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, and PG. He was the main villain. So how is he not one of the guys?
And I think the other thing too, like there's other guys in there too that he was a part of. You know, they had the Undertaker during that time with the Ministry. They had Kane, who got over right away in that time. They had Mick Foley, who was the Three Faces, and Mankind's probably his most popular one, right?
Mhm.
But he was always the one. He was always the one that everybody hated because no one could stand him, and nobody. I mean, yeah, you had fans, obviously, you had fans of him, but in terms of wrestling, very hard to be a top bad guy for a long time, and he did
Very
it
hard.
for a very, very from '99 to 2006. People hated that man, and I know I'm going to rephrase what I just said, but thinking of the order of timelines of the matches he had, besides like maybe one or two instances where feuds kind of went nowhere, the stretch from '99 to maybe 2004 was absurd because it was
He has a
Austin.
bunch of all
Yeah,
timers.
because think about it. It's Austin. It's The Rock. It's The Undertaker. It's Shawn Michaels. It's Kurt Angle. It's Chris Jericho. It is. I know he's not a top guy ever, and he's kind of Voldemort in the wrestling business. But Benoit is one of the better in-ring performers ever. Granted, whatever happened in the personal life, he's a piece of shit for that. I'm not talking about the man.
The
I'm
personal
talking
life
about the
aside,
wrestling.
wrestling wise, he absolutely helped Benoit get over. You missing Batista, you missing Orton,
Yeah. All those
you
guys too.
missing Cena. The greats that are on the pedestal that everybody want to talk about. The person that was next to them, getting to them to this pedestal, the guy that has to help you get to that pedestal, was one fucking guy for a lot of goddamn people, and it was Triple H. So
Yeah,
I don't
and
get this. I don't get
and
this narration that's happening.
and to be honest, it's kind of like Batman and Joker, and I'll leave it like this. In the animated series from '92 to '96, there's a line in which the Joker says, "Without Batman, there's no crime. There's no punchline for crime." He was the Joker for all the Batmans for a very long time.
Exactly. And that's how wrestling works. It has that you have to have that other guy. That's why the thing blew up with Cody and Roman. Yeah, Roman was doing great with the bloodline. He was holding it down. But when Cody came, the foil came, that just makes it better because now you have people to go back and forth with. So I don't know. Like, I think I don't know how people watch wrestling and know wrestling history and lore and then say, that Triple H wasn't one of the best ever. Like, I don't. That's where it gets phony to me. That's where everything gets in
Well,
the now. You just want to jump on and start saying stupid shit. Like, it just don't make sense.
I'll say this: Triple H. He was riding the coattails of everybody. He only could get over when he was in the faction. He didn't do nothing. He wasn't nobody. He only got where he was at because he was boning the boss's daughter. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call it what it is. Triple H wasn't nothing. The only time he got over, DX, Evolution. That's the only time he got over. After that, he wasn't on nothing, man. Come on. Overrated, man. Most overrated wrestler in the history of the business, man. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not going for that mess, man. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Overrated, man. Overrated. Yeah. Yeah, overrated. Overrated. And then the pin he did of Booker T at WrestleMania 19. Come on, man. Come on. That whole damn feud. Trash. Okay? Trash. Some of the stuff that he was saying to Booker and that whole feud, trash. He needed a faction to get over. Okay? He was not that. He was not. He was not carrying nobody. The only thing that he was carrying were bags for Scott Hall and Shawn Michaels to the arena. That's what he was carrying, okay? That's what he carried, all right?
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Kurt Angle was a much better heel than Triple H. Okay, The Rock was a much better heel than Triple H. Hell, I'm a better heel than Triple H. All right, I am. Just because that's your boy, Fair, that don't mean nothing. You understand me? That don't mean nothing. Triple H overrated. I said it.
To each his own.
You feel good about that yourself?
To each his own. Hey,
You,
look, to
you
each his
feel
own.
good about yourself? Is that
Smitty,
how you
our
feel?
executive producer from High Above, has joined the podcast. Smitty, go ahead, brother. Talk your talk.
In a very calm tone. Triple H is one of the worst GMs
Talk your talk, Smitty.
I've ever seen on Raw,
Smitty,
on any WWE
Smitty, man.
platform. He
Yes.
can't put together a good show to save his life. If you
Smitty.
put him in a royal roulette and you said, "Hey, make a good show and a
No,
storyline,"
he
he'd die
was
at the end of it because he'd suck at it.
he was
He's
one of the biggest
horrible
heels
at what he does.
in
You know what his
WWE
problem is?
history.
He's
To me, I
always
think Triple
not
H
been
Chris,
the
really
guy.
shut up.
made his mark
Chris,
in the ruthless aggression era.
Chris, can you hear us?
Personally, I
I,
think that's when he became like the big.
Go ahead, Smitty.
Um,
you know, technical difficulties there.
I think his biggest issue is he's trying to play everything in a dramatic fashion instead of letting stuff naturally play out and building it up in a format where everything falls in place. All his stuff just seems so jumbled and it just seems so predictable. You know the match, you know the winner before it happens. Half the time I'm watching y'all show, I don't even need to watch Raw the next week. I'm just like, oh, they already told me what happened. And more than likely it's right. Because he has no creativity. He just doesn't get it done. He just doesn't get it done.
Bear is the
I'm
biggest
sorry to
hater
say it.
going. He's the biggest hater.
I'm
He
not.
cuts me
I'm
out.
not. You
He cuts me out
couldn't.
and everything.
You couldn't
Oh my
hear
god.
Smitty. We were talking to you. You wouldn't. You couldn't
What
hear us.
No,
what he
no, no. I'm gonna tell
what
you
he
what
just
happened. I'm
said.
gonna tell you what happened. He probably texts Hunter. He probably texts Hunter and told him, "Hey, cut this man out. Cut him out. Cut that man out, Hunter."
James,
No, 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 no,
weren't
no,
we
no,
both
no, no, no,
talking
no,
to him?
no. See. Here's the thing. Triple H and Roman are very close. So when you're upset the tribal chief man on the left over here on the top left corner of the screen, it's like Hunter, it's time to get him out, time to get switch up the
Exactly.
propaganda,
You know,
you know.
Exactly. I mean, just pure BS. Pure
we
BS. But
got
go ahead,
we
Smitty.
got stuff to do. Well, you're the one that was interrupting Smitty.
I
Okay,
don't
Nah,
think I
I'm
don't
sorry,
think you
you're
can hear
Smitty.
the
him.
one that was
I don't think
interrupting
you can hear
Smitty.
him.
Go ahead, Smitty.
I think he a DI GM at this point, man. He just
Mm.
there
Yeah,
because they can't put anybody else there. Um, if
man.
they could find somebody else, if they could find somebody else willing to take the job and the responsibility and the slander, they would put somebody there immediately. But they would rather just let Sean take all the blunt of his stupidity all at once. So, um, thank y'all for having me on the show. Triple
No
H, if you
problem.
ever watch this, you are horrible, and I hate you for ruining the show I love.
Oh, shots fired.
He just
Can I ask a question though? Can I ask a
he
question?
just said everything I wanted to say, but I'm too nice.
I just want to ask a question. We were talking about his career though. Like we weren't talking about like where did that come from? But
Yeah, well, I mean,
clearly this was planned. This was orchestrated. This was
No.
this was this
I
No.
was
don't know what you're talking
this
about.
was a great conspiracy.
No.
I don't know what you're
Okay,
talking about.
so
Not
this
a
is
clue.
this is this is okay. Because you know what? You know what? Hold on, you know what? We don't give a fuck about none of that shit. All right, we don't give a fuck about none of that shit. All
Hey,
right,
Oh
here we
my
go
god.
with the we.
Exactly.
he,
He's
He
French.
he's living
we don't
in
know that shit.
Paris in
Listen,
the
listen,
Say
listen, listen,
Paris.
listen,
Like,
listen,
Oui,
listen.
oui.
And Smitty, I want you to hear this too. Listen, listen. Okay, you listening? Y'all listen? We gonna go to WrestleMania. We finna get this title back, and there's gonna be good times. Y'all gonna see, man. It's gonna be. Remember, everybody was happy. Nobody was like yelling at each other online. It was kind of not that crazy outside. It was good times when the tribal chief was on the throne. So let's
Well,
go back there real quick for a
well, you
little
know
bit.
what?
For a little
Well,
bit
you know
though.
what?
We don't have it that long.
Tell the shovel. Tell the shovel to start booking better. How about that? Tell the shovel to start
Hey,
booking
The
better.
golden shovel.
The golden shovel. Tell him to
yo,
start booking better. Tell him that.
the impatience
No,
that people have
I don't hear that,
experienced.
Des.
Impatience.
I
Y'all
don't
want
want to hear
No,
it.
y'all
no, no,
want
no, no,
I
no,
don't
no.
want to
long-term
hear
story
it.
building. No,
We,
ain't no
we,
more nothing.
I don't want
Y'all,
to hear it.
y'all want long-term story booking, but want everything every pay-per-view. Yo, let the shit cook. The
long
shit.
term.
Listen,
We
We're
waited.
we know
starving.
how to
I
let
waited
shit cook, Chris.
We're
we
Okay,
waited
let me
starving.
tell you a
18,
We're
secret.
18
Look,
starving.
you
months.
can't
No, no,
give
no,
me the
no, no, no.
early
Wait,
biscuit because it
We're
looks like what you get.
starving.
we ain't doing
Okay,
this. I
you
waited
understand? We can't
18
do it.
months. I waited 18 months, Drew McIntyre winning
18
championship.
months for what?
What do you mean long term storytelling?
All right, and
That's
were you
not
happy? You were happy
yes,
when
but
it
it took
happened.
We're
way too long.
starving.
It
Okay?
took way
We're
Why?
too long.
starving.
Why?
It took way too
Man,
long.
He was a mid
that's what
Carter.
it just sounded
He
like to
needed
me. Y'all just
evolution.
impatient.
He needed
So
Ric
go eat some
Flair old ass
cookies.
to get over. He
Go
needed
eat
Randy
some
Orton.
cookies.
He only got over because of
Listen,
evolution, because of Batista.
It's a mystery. It's full of changes that no one sees.
I think y'all like people who really say like dead ass. People who say that shit are dumb. Seriously, because it really like how was like because he had an established like he was established already. So he makes a group and the group made him. But whatever.
Yes,
Okay.
it made him.
Yeah.
It made him.
Okay. Whatever.
Oh.
I understand. I understand. I understand. I understand.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
understand.
thank you so much for tuning in to the Wrestle with the Bros. Follow us at WWTB 2024 on X, Twitter, whatever you call it. And thank you to our wonderful and illustrious producer, executive producer, Smitty, for stopping by. And he just had to come in and drop some golden nuggets for Fair because Fair is blinded. He's
Bro, we don't give up.
blinded.
Yeah,
All right.
we ain't gonna about none of this
All
shit.
right. He's blinded. He's blinded by
And
his
we see
love
you in March.
for Hunter Hearst
See you.
Helmsley.
I'm about to be tribal chief. I see you in March. Go ahead. Go ahead. We see you in March. Go ahead.
For James Fair, I'm Chris. Thank you so much for tuning in. Smitty, if you can't hit that M button.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the 12th episode. I remember this time. The 12th episode of Wrestling with the Bros.
Acknowledge us.